podcast.
I just went ahead and started it. We're fine. We're
Oh, then
popping.
hello everybody. Welcome back. As Mafed and Fully Percival here with another wonderful podcast. I just did a little intro for the recording, and now I guess live version intro. Cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I know that Levi guy is extremely exhausted, so we will see him in a second after he pulls his ass out of bed. Now, on the exact opposite end, Kazu may or may not join us due to the fact that he is unpacking from the move.
Also, maybe Death Stranding too. If he missed podcast for Death Stranding 2, I couldn't even be upset.
Also true.
I'd be like, yeah, man, I mean, this is your favorite series, so fucking pop off.
Man, the next thing I think I want to do is resubscribe to Game Informer.
What the fuck?
What? Is there a problem with that line of logic?
No, but I said what the fuck because
Just hearing the name Game Informer.
Yeah, Game Informer #1. #2, I saw a picture of the Stop Killing Games initiative having over 1 million signatures on it now, and it has like a Photoshop picture of Pirate Software crying over top of it.
It's honestly really fantastic. So, I told you that Magic the Gathering had a collab with Hatsune Miku.
Oh yeah.
In which I, in a full-on meme, because I literally could not find any other gamepad to buy in the game store. I shit you not. I looked at every single one, buddy, and I still couldn't find, like, Garuk, my main boy for my main deck. I couldn't find him on any of the playmats in the Magic section. I couldn't find Mew in the Pokemon section. So I was like, fuck it. Well, you know, it will be funny for the meme to get the Hatsune Miku mat, and even more funny for the other meme that me and Brie have, the Soul Ring meme, that every single Magic set, or it just has another Soul Ring in it. Now, I say all of this because Kazu joked about the Sonic the Hedgehog thing, but Secret Lab did in fact just release their Sonic collab with Magic the Gathering. So there's alternative art to cards that have Sonic the Hedgehog characters on them. So if anybody is looking to, god damn it, one of them's a Soul Ring. Fuck.
I just learned something fucking hilarious just now.
Which thing?
Pirate Software blocked me on Twitter.
That's pretty
That's
funny.
fucking crazy, bro. He actually can't take criticism. Holy shit, what a pussy. What a fucking pussy.
We already all agreed on that. If he blocked you on Twitter, it just proves even more that it was an ego thing.
1,000%. Like, it could have been, like, just people over-exaggerating, and he could have just been like, I see where I was wrong. But he went out of his way to block me. Someone with, like, sub 500 fucking followers on Twitter. Because I criticized him. Bro needs to get that fucking foot out of his ass. Oh my god, that's crazy. Anyway, moving on. Not important.
To your answer, no, he's not. Because he can't take the fact that he was wrong.
Yeah.
I would say that's more of a therapy issue he needs to work out, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh no, 1,000%. Oh, give me 1 second.
Now, Kazu, I am so happy to have you here. How have you been enjoying the DS2?
I've only done the intro so far.
Fuck. And by that, I meant Nintendo's Switch 2. No.
And Nintendo already lost interest.
Oh.
Do you have anything relevant to talk about?
Oh, yeah, plenty of relevant actual things to talk about. We were talking about the Sonic collab with Magic that you had mentioned hysterically before, and I was zooming through the cards so everybody could see the alternative art.
Noise.
Uh, honestly, let's see. The first thing I want to talk about is a proud move on my part from AMD. AMD's latest drivers improve Radeon RX 970 XT's performance by up to 27%. And now the GTX 5070 Ti that it's compared to is slower overall in comparison to it. So, for the first time in a little bit, AMD stands just a little bit above NVIDIA in driver, and I'm happy about that. Not in, like, actual tech or anything, because NVIDIA just invests way too much in R&D and various other performance and programs.
I'm so glad AMD was able to compete with Nvidia's low-end card.
Damn.
I think it doesn't really matter, though. I don't think anybody needs anything higher than like a 5070 or 5070 Ti anyways, if they're just doing casual gaming. Or even more extreme gaming. As long as they're at like 1440, they should be fine.
I would say yes, but most gamers still use 1080.
Oh, even better. You're gonna be just fine. Maximum performance. It may even get some ray tracing in there. Trace those rays,
1080
everyone.
doesn't even matter with the graphics card. It's more CPU based.
Oh, true. All right, everybody, just make sure you're on a modern platform, because if you're on the previous platform, your CPU is going to be your biggest bottleneck. Boom.
If I look in your computer and it still says that you have a 1050, hear what's wrong with gaming?
If you went to the Steam survey and saw your graphics card from 12 years ago is at the bottom of the list, you're part of the problem. Obviously, we should talk about the massive layoffs that are happening across Microsoft, in which it's only happening in the Xbox division because Microsoft doesn't want to take the hit.
It's across the entirety of Microsoft.
Oh, is it? Are they?
You think Xbox has 9,000 employees?
I don't know. They just kept buying studios. Listen, they have like they got Blizzard there. That's at least 5K.
I mean, they own these companies, but that doesn't mean they count all those employees as their own.
True.
Because Blizzard alone has like 13K.
But to the disappointment of many, several projects and teams that people have been looking forward to have in fact been or are being deleted from existence. So have fun with that if you were looking forward to anything like Perfect Dark, Everwild, and some more Xbox games. I can't even say that I was looking forward to Rare's Everwild because I just feel like they've stripped all the wonderful talent away from each of the studios, and now they're just husks meant to pilot the properties around. Like, when's the last time we had a Banjo-Kazooie game?
Xbox 360.
Oh, that one hurt.
It
Oh,
wasn't
that was
really a Banjo-Kazooie game, it was a car game.
Oh, you didn't need to
Oh.
dig the knife in a little bit deeper.
Hey, actually, this is very interesting.
What?
Well, kind of interesting, I guess.
Hmm.
So I was talking about pirate software, right? Well,
Yeah.
of course, my PC's listening to me, so it showed me what like happened recently. He no longer works at Off-Brand Games studio he made. He left. He left his studio because he said people were attacking all of the games that they were publishing and review bombing them.
Okay.
And
Here-
this is the same studio, by the way, that has been working on like
Yeah.
And this is the same studio that has been working on one of their games for like, what is it, like 2-3 years in a fucking alpha or something? Hold on.
Their Earthbound style game.
Yeah, it's the one that is supposed to be like, actually, I think it's supposed to be like based off Undertale or something.
I know which one you're talking about. It's the one he usually works on, like, during stream and stuff.
Yeah, the one that people, like he got into some drama with it because people were upset that he hadn't updated the game in, like, I think 6 months or something. It was something like that.
Oof.
People get upset over that, but they don't get upset over, like, when Dark Tide took 6 months to make one basic feature and update.
I think the difference was because the only people that had access to the game, his game at the time, were people who were like supporting on Kickstarter or something.
I think it was because everybody already knew Game Workshop's reputation and everybody accepted their fate.
That might also play a role.
I'm like, there's a reputation behind that name and all the games they've released. I mean, are we really gonna, like, square away? At least CD Projekt Red came out to say they were huffing their own fumes a little bit, gasping on their own farts a little bit at the end of Cyberpunk, and that's why it came out in the state it was in.
More like their shareholders were, but we'll take that too, I guess.
Well, both.
You know,
they said it was both shareholders' push, and they thought it was in a good playable state, even though they said that they had laxed their standards.
You know, it's even funnier because I think Darktide has positive reviews now because they fixed everything. Which is so funny because it's exactly how the last...
Helldivers 2 is right now.
Oh, I was gonna say that's how the last Fat Shark game was. The last, like,
recent reviews. Mixed.
Are they actually mixed? Damn. Last I checked, they were
Yeah.
positive, which is like a month ago. What'd they fuck
Well,
up
I'm
this time?
positive they're mixed.
What did they mess up this time, bro?
Yeah, what didn't they mess up? That's all they're known for.
Let's see
I
here.
think it's because the new class is out. Everyone's like, wow.
Oh. Yeah, okay, I see now. Yeah, it was probably the new class.
Did you
34% of reviews in the last 30 days are negative. I feel like that... yeah, I guess I'd consider that mixed, because 34% is still a pretty big number.
Damn, this game's gonna be out for 2 years soon. Fuck.
34 days and like nearly half of the reviews.
I'm just looking through reviews at this point on Steam. Damn it. Gotta get out of here.
Bacon told me that the new class is fun, though. It's probably just the fact that you have to spend, I think it's like $12 for the class, and I was like, that's not worth it when the last Warhammer game they made, you could buy classes for literally like, what, $1 or $2?
You should never have to pay to unlock other characters. I can understand paying for cosmetics, but you should never have to pay for playable characters.
I agree with that. Because not only are you paying for that character, you're also paying for any of the cosmetics you want to put on that character, which is stupid.
Hate to say it, you could unlock all the characters in Battleborn without paying for them. Topped Overwatch.
And where's Battleborn at right now, huh?
Shot in the gutter. I know where it is. I know where it was left.
Oh my god.
Didn't Battleborn also come out before microtransactions were a big thing?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. That was what, 2016?
Yeah, Overwatch was the one that really populated it with the boxes, the loot boxes.
Loot boxes started getting popular, yeah.
I'm trying to think of like...
Gearbox has never been a company like, yeah, let's like heavily monetize everything.
No, they don't really. They're like, let's have some fun. Let's keep adding shit to this game.
Because I'm trying to think, like... We had Battlefield 1... No Man's Sky...
Dude, the new Battlefield's getting wacky. This is the best time for them to eat everybody's lunch. If Battlefield comes out in like the best Battlefield state it's ever been in, it's going to be the greatest shooter
I'm
right
looking at
now.
shooter games from 2016. The only big ones that were monetized is Call of Duty, Paladins, and Overwatch.
Oof.
Yeah,
All the rest of them were like things you can get for free in the game.
yeah,
Wait, which Call of Duty came out?
Infinite Warfare.
Ugh! Okay, yeah.
yeah, I'm thinking that I mean, mobile games were notorious for it before, but Overwatch
Alien
kind of
one
like
wasn't bad.
took the mobile game formula for microtransactions and brought it to console shit, and then
Well,
popularized it.
it all started with horse armor, as we know. Tale as old as time itself.
This is a little off topic, but the voice actor for Anya and Frieren is currently in poor health, it says. It says Atsumi Tanizaki, the voice actress for Frieren, Anya, and more, is limiting her work for now following a recent drop in her health. Damn. Hope she feels better. Hope she gets better.
Did you guys see the greatest soccer game ever happened?
No.
Is it the one from the Sifu people?
No. China has made the first fully autonomous 3v3 AI robot football match. And each of the robots plays with the like dexterity of a 5 or 6-year-old, and they're just constantly tripping over each other and stuff. It is the silliest goddamn thing I have ever seen. I mean, hold on.
Also, so earlier when I went like completely silent mid-sentence, it's because my dad walked in with like a bag of food, and I didn't see him until he was right beside me, and I straight up thought that someone had broken into the house. Cause I didn't hear anybody get home, I didn't hear anything. So I looked at him and I jumped and I muted my mic and I was like, oh my god.
I want you to know that these dudes just like wobble around as they're walking. That's how they walk. They just sort of like sidestep side to side rapidly.
Almost like the Boston Dynamic Roblox and how they do the exact same thing.
Yeah. It was entertaining to watch. Maybe it was because like one would fall over another and then another would fall over them, so it'd end up being like 3 or 4 robots tripping over each other. And because they had to like keep the robots in the game, they had other robots to swap out, so there'd just be a real human to run in, grab the robot that fell over, and then throw another robot in.
Also, we didn't get to talk about this last podcast, because I think that this news came out like literally right after last podcast. But you guys know the developers of Peak and Content Warning?
No, because they never update their games.
Well, little fun fact here.
They said they're updating Peak.
They said that they're actually thinking about updating their games because of how well Peak sold.
Oh, wild.
Which is even funnier because they said we're thinking about updating our games. I thought that was fucking hilarious. I was like, oh yes.
Yeah, I don't really blame them. I don't know what else they'd really add to their games in general. One's a game you climb a mountain, and the other one's just a game you record on a camera.
I agree, but it is really funny that their response to like everyone loving their games and them being like, you guys should continue to update them was, yeah, we'll think about it. They just casually make like thousands, maybe possibly millions of dollars off these fucking indie games that are like $10 and they're like, we don't know.
Content Warning was free.
Oh shit, was it free? It's been
Well,
so
wait,
long I
yeah.
forgot.
free. Wasn't it free for a certain amount of time and then it wasn't?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
It
it
was
was.
free for like the first month when it was popular.
Yeah, it's like $6. Interesting. I forgot that they put it up for free.
Yeah. They actually made like maybe $12 off of that after it went pub or priced.
How much is Peak? Oh wow, Peak is $8. They're really moving up in the world. I am curious though, how much did I want to see how much content warning did make, because if it was free for the first month, then I imagine that's like massive revenue loss.
Not really. They just made it in their free time.
That takes a long fucking time though. They essentially put like a month of their life's work out for free, which is insane.
If you think about it, that's what people on Roblox do.
Yeah, on Roblox,
Yes.
I feel like on Roblox it's a lot more risky because if you don't make something that can stick with kids, you just fucking fail, and then all that time is down the drain. God damn! Content warnings made about $9 million. Oh wait, no,
That
hold
sounds
up.
about right.
My bad. That was an old number. $25 million.
That also sounds about right.
Wait, I'm getting conflicting numbers. Hold on. Let me look through these and look at their sources and shit. No pricing discounts. Okay, yeah, it's about $9 million. It would have been 25 million if it accounted for the first like month of the game. Like if the first month of the game wasn't free, and if nobody refunded their copies. Oh, give me 1 second.
No. Obviously, we need to talk about the important topics. Like, Persona 5X players are obsessed with the Subway Slammer, but what's his deal anyway? Did you guys see the first enemy for Persona 5X is just a dude who pushes people in the subway? It
Interesting.
feels like a modern problem.
The real modern problem is how they're still in Persona 5. It's
True.
been 10 years.
When's Persona? Oh, we know they're working on Persona 6. It won't be too far away. They had so many. They had so many other games they were working on that were really good, like Metaphor. I think they'll be fine. They've been a studio that has only known more success over time, I feel.
I'd be more interested if it wasn't just remakes of remakes and anything but Persona 5.
True. Literally expanding in any direction, whether it's a Shin Megami or a new Persona game or just a different game in general, would be nice. Same with, I can't wait to see the next project after Night Rain from Elden Ring, or from FromSoft. But that's going to be...
probably be like Elden Ring 2.
Will it be Elden Ring 2?
I mean, I already said it'll most likely be a trilogy. Just like Dark Souls.
I feel like, well, no, they kind of already are releasing a bunch of mini games in the background, so they really don't have the need to release another smaller Souls-like.
And they already said they're never touching Dark Souls again because they have no reason to.
True. Did they say whether they would ever go back to Sekiro?
I don't imagine they will because it didn't sell as well as they were hoping for it to. Because of how much more difficult it was compared to their other games.
It's fair. It's fair.
And we know it's not gonna be Bloodborne 2 unless they magically bring back Japan Studio.
That one feels bad. I wonder if all those employees still work at Sony.
Most
know the-
likely they probably got shifted to other areas. Like
Yeah,
I
I
know
know-
a lot of them work on the Astrobot games now.
I know the team was absorbed, but I didn't know if any of them left during the transition.
I like to imagine that all of them are still at the office working on Bloodborne 2, but because none of the Sony execs have come in to be like, hey guys, you can release it now, they're just fucking sitting there. Like their
Setting it up.
lights, their fucking lights go out because Sony doesn't pay the bill, and they're just like, guys, it's kind of weird. It's been like fucking 4 years. You think we should tell them? It's like, no, they'll come to us when they need to.
And a folder and a filing cabinet in the back. You just pull out one disc that says Bloodborne.
The world's most polished FromSoft game.
That the only thing it needed was an update, and then somebody did it, and it was great. Got everything it needed, and then it got the wonderful hack over into the PC space. So hopefully we see something of Bloodborne in the future, maybe. If not, I'll be sad. Because out of everybody who's touched that mythos, did they nail it?
I don't
Just the
believe
overall
you.
vibe.
It's
Yo-
funny about the 60 FPS hack and how it got a DMCA from Sony.
Hmm.
It was like 5 months ago.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
we
hilarious.
talked about it 5 months ago.
I didn't
And-
know it was that short ago.
What wasn't it like we were, or well, I don't know if we were, but people were speculating that it was because they were planning on re-releasing it or doing like a Bloodborne 2 because of some like stupid like quote unquote reveal type thing where it was like advertising their games and Bloodborne showed up or something.
Yeah, they had like some random snippet of Bloodborne on a PS5 game trailer. And it just said persistence, and that was it on it.
Dude,
Yep.
I remember that, and both you and me laughed, guffawed at the thought of them saying that to us.
I mean, it worked for Demon Souls players. They got their game back. Like 2
Yeah.
generations later.
You know,
This is true.
the one thing I can be happy about is like deep down, Final Fantasy Tactics is currently being rebuilt from the ground up because they lost the code to the original game. I can only hope that there was just a terrible scenario like that.
Did I leave
I don't
my
know just
damn...
that. I guarantee it's just because Sony's gonna say what to use as a launch title. Just like they did with Demon Souls.
I got my food too. Honestly, I can't wait for the Wizard of Oz for the next Liza P game from that studio. I think that's the next Souls game I'm excited about because I'm not buying Dusk Bloods or whatever for for the Switch. Isn't it only a Switch 2 game?
As far as we know, yeah.
Damn. Ah. The Sriracha's getting on me. Did you guys see, well, you posted the story. The Neil Druckmann exits HBO's The Last of Us ahead of season 3.
It's because season 2 ends where the second game ends.
Yeah,
I don't see why he would need to continue there anyways.
that's fair.
He's got a whole another game to work on.
Yeah, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Wasn't that the Space Adidas game?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You called Space Adidas, but that's no different from the sci-fi Nike from Back to the Future.
You're not wrong.
God, I love when my sci-fi has Nikes.
And then they made those auto lacing shoes.
Now we're limited edition. Now they cost thousands.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody wears them because they're limited edition.
I love that. I love that word, limited edition.
My favorite is people who collect shoes. That is like genuinely one of the worst fucking hobbies to collect shit in, because those shoes fall apart if you don't use them.
Yeah.
Like I literally have seen at least 4 videos of people who have collected shoes, and if you like move the case they're in, they turn to fucking dust.
Can we talk about the silliness that is Lord's transparent CD?
Huh?
Lord, the artist, released a transparent CD, and it's a little bit difficult for people to play.
Hmm. Is
Who
it
could have
because
foresaw
they
this?
like? Is it because they can't tell from the top from the bottom or something? Or
It's because the sensor will just read right through the transparency.
oh,
Because it's
I
basically just glass.
I can imagine how that's an issue.
Yeah.
It's
But
like
also, who's using CDs still?
also true. It's unfortunate because I love CDs, but I wish there was, I wish that CD decay wasn't a thing.
True. That's why you just save it to your computer. Burn that shit.
Because isn't it like 10 years or something, and then they start decaying?
Something around there.
Depending on the CD, it can last 20 to 50 years under ideal
Ooh.
conditions. And it can degrade a lot faster if it's not stored properly.
Me
In
storing the CDs.
temperature-controlled vault.
Me storing the CDs in like the fucking. Me storing my
If it's a
CDs in
normal
my fucking
basic
bathroom.
CD, it can last up to 100 years under ideal conditions.
God damn.
But if it's CDR, it's only 20 to 50.
Is CDR the more popular one, or?
Yeah, it's like the newest standard just because it had more storage.
So you trade longevity for space.
Yes. Usually.
How about
Wait until you see how long DVDs last, and it's only 5 to 10 years.
Goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
And
So just
Blu-rays only
remember-
last 10 to 20 years.
All those classic games that were made on any Xbox users, be careful of your old games. I mean, we have to worry about our Sony games now, but you know.
Eventually, there's gonna be a time where most like retro shops will go out of business unless they just start like printing shit on CDs.
This perfectly leads into another topic we have. After revealing he was ordered to destroy his copy of Fallout source code, OG lead Tim Kaine says we're losing game history because companies take authority but not responsibility for preservation.
This is true.
It's one of the biggest hassles right now is that to get an old game working, you have to either jump through hoops or you have to do something that others, including the company, would define as illegal, but they don't make it easier to get the content.
It's so stupid because the only reason they do that shit is because they want to withhold the right to essentially be like, we will re-release this when we want to, and when we feel like it, but nobody else can. So that they can just fucking, like, hold something in their goddamn grubby mitts that they're not gonna do anything with for the next, like, 15, 20 years, and then, like, 30, 40 fucking years later, they're finally like, okay, we might bring this thing back and ruin it with, like, a shitty reboot that no one asked for.
I love any company that's been actually taking the time and care to make actual decent remakes, remasters, whatever they need to. Just wish they did .hack. That needs a remake and remaster.
Oh yeah.
You know, nearly all the original Game Boy games are practically running out of time too. Their cartridges only last 10 to 20 years.
Yep.
Ooh. Oh yeah, all the cartridges for like DS games and everything. Oh, be very wary. You're supposed to
DS
take
cartridges only last 5 to 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's really funny because I do not think the climate that I live in is suited for game preservation, like, at all. Very high humidity, hot, and then extremely cold during the winter, with, like, 0 humidity. So it's just constant fucking changes in weather patterns over here. Probably fucking hell on game cartridges.
Probably.
I'm currently making the Alaskan Game Vault right now.
Ah yes, ideal conditions requires temperature between 68 to 72 Fahrenheit, humidity level between 45 to 55%.
That's
They have to be in airtight containers away from direct light.
okay. Besides the airtight containers, I'm pretty well. Ohio's actually not that bad for that.
North Carolina is, like, fucked for that, by the way. Because if I look at the humidity here right now... Percentage are we? Ah, yes. 62%.
It's 42 here.
Jesus. Mostly cloudy.
Don't. Let's not lie to him though. The past week has been a little bit rough in between, as it.
That's a heat wave. Let's go
It
change
was.
anyone's like
True.
general averages.
Yeah, it was 98 over here during the heat wave. And we had, like, I think it was, like, fucking almost 70% humidity or something. It was fucking stupid. Like, imagine
When it's
walking
raining
outside.
Here, we're still in the range of it. It's 53 on average when it's raining here.
Like, imagine you walk outside, you get fucking boiled alive, and your body's just like, I don't need to sweat because there's water on me.
Yeah, I already hate humidity, so I think I'd rather, like, explode than live there. I'd rather go somewhere where it's insanely dry, like Arizona.
I would rather physically combust than live in a place where it feels like I'm wearing a pool on my shirt.
Pretty accurate.
I will say there is one pro to high humidity, and it's you don't really get nosebleeds, like, ever.
I mean, we don't get nosebleeds up here either.
Silence.
Yeah. I know people that live in Arizona where the humidity is on average 17%, and they don't get nosebleeds.
Goddamn, 17% humidity is fucking crazy. You could literally lick your thumb, put it up in the air, and it would be dry by the time you look at it.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is go crack that egg on the sidewalk, cook yourself a nice breakfast.
Only downfall is you got to lotion up a bit more often.
Oh, let me tell you, buddy. I got that down pat. Oh, yeah.
Every place
Oh,
touched
yeah.
by the
Not something
sun,
to be proud
not
of,
there.
buddy.
Bet you have dry ass elbows.
I see those ashy kneecaps.
Hey, Levi's gonna be on in a second. Ooh.
Very nice. I just tore up this burger, dude. Did you guys see
Dude,
the...
you just gotta eat it. You don't tear it up.
I just fucking picking it apart with my hands until it's not even a burger anymore. It's like fucking beef stew.
You know you can eat the lettuce whole. You don't need to shred it yourself.
Did you guys see that Tokyo Ghoul is getting a reboot for the anime?
What? So they're just doing it over?
Yeah, they're doing it over to more accurately reflect the manga, which is good.
Hey,
'Cause-
hey, they should do that with Bleach. That's my literal only complaint, is that the beginning 2 seasons of Bleach suck ass.
Mm. I have also heard that from my friend Jordan.
Well, they didn't actually think they were going to be able to adapt the entire series, and lo and behold, he couldn't actually finish the manga, so it's really funny that he was able to finish the anime the way he wanted. But, yeah, that's why there's a bunch of character changes in the beginning seasons of Bleach. That's why Ruki and Ichigo are set up as a romantic pair more than him and his actual romantic pairing later on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking, I don't see anything confirming a remake other than they completely redid the, like, intro video.
Yeah, let me see if I can find the thing I saw.
While he's
'Cause
talking about that,
I originally saw it as a news article on my phone, and I was like, yeah, I'll read that later.
as
Even the
Nin-
creator came out hasn't confirmed it either on his note for its anniversary today.
Have I been lied to by big journalists?
probably. Well, if you're getting your information from Twitter, most likely.
Yeah, Twitter's made for clickbait.
I did get clickbaited. God damn it.
As Nintendo's ability to ban Switch 2 consoles from online services sparks headlines, Brazil's consumer rights watchdog issues a legal challenge. Oh. Interesting.
Nintendo will just buy Brazil.
That's very possible. I didn't think about that. You might be right.
I see. So it was a post by Anime Rave, and it was on April 1st.
Dude,
I've been had.
April Fools.
Dude.
Damn it.
Outside of April times.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
That's so funny.
I may be named fool in this server, but you're the one wearing the hat
man,
right now.
I didn't expect to see a goddamn article on the 3rd of April from April 1st about fucking, like, who is just like, dude, they're gonna remake Tokyo Ghoul as an April Fool's joke. Like, come on, man.
Here's my problem, is you said it, and I'm like, sure, they could, but I don't think they would, because they just, every single time they touch that series, they fuck it up more.
They should have, yeah, I think they should have just stopped on season 1, and it would have been fine. Because, like, season 2, I was like, okay, this is, like...
No.
You guys are fucking the sauce up a little bit.
What you really wanted wasn't more Tokyo Ghoul. What you really wanted was the promise of Dead Man Wonderland. You wanted that to continue, and you didn't want Tokyo Ghoul to exist at all.
No, it has been so long that, like, I don't even care if Dead Man Wonderland gets like a new thing. It's been so fucking long. I mean, if they announce something, I'll be like, oh, that's fucking sick as shit. But I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. I've been upset about that for more than long enough, I think.
Like
I
the
would think-
people that want more Space Dandy and how it's never coming back.
Oh,
Right.
I want so much Space Dandy in my life. We got Lazarus.
Nobody gives a fuck about Lazarus.
I haven't heard a single goddamn thing about Lazarus since the start of the season.
Literally.
Okay.
Nobody talked about that at all once it came out.
I've heard more
I'm-
about Gundam GQ than
I'm
fucking
going to
Lazarus,
tell you-
which is
I'm going to
insane
tell
because not a
you
lot of people
a-
like GQ.
I'm going to tell you exactly why. It's because people keep releasing things that look really pretty, but they're not interesting.
That sounds like. Let me pull out my calculator here.
Oh no.
98% of anime.
Oh.
I think his mic is muted. His mic just died on him. I see him talking and he...
Did it?
Oh, and
What?
it's good now. Now you're
Huh?
good. He was
No, yeah,
talking
okay.
like right into his mic. I could see him on his little video camera, and it wasn't.
But it
like
couldn't.
it wasn't feeding back
Yeah.
to us.
I was like, why the heck is it giving out now? I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on that's causing this fucking shit to go wrong? Anyways, like, I would, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. Mostly because when I watch anime, it's mostly just like if it's entertaining, then it's good enough. Because if it's
No.
entertaining enough to keep me hooked, then I'm like,
No,
it can have plot holes
no.
and shit. I don't give a fuck.
No. Because you're basically saying you'll accept 4, 5s, and 6s, and I legitimately cannot accept that for your
Whoa.
fate. You
No,
will just
because
watch any
I can't
slop.
take you seriously when you're wearing the sunglasses indoors.
My
No, you see, Zach, I 4, 5s, and 6s I drop. Anything that is well, actually, sometimes I watch 6s because they're. Sometimes the 6s are so bad that I can't help but watch.
But 6s aren't bad. They're boring because they're predictable.
You're right. I'm
If
thinking
it's
of
like
4s.
an 8 or below, I usually assume it's being heavily inspired by another anime, and it makes it poorly.
Like let me grab an example here.
How
the
many
season.
isekais did we get?
The season?
No, I just meant overall. Too many. That's right. That was the answer. It was too many.
I think it's fine. I mean, it's just one of those things where you just fucking look at it and you go, whatever, and you ignore it. It's kind of the same thing as like, oh boy,
No.
the fucking 8th Souls-like game we've gotten
No.
this year.
I want people to have standards.
You're never gonna believe this, Zach, but when something's popular because people like it,
No.
it tends to get more stuff made in that same genre.
Slop has remained too in the limelight for too long. I think we're going to get hyper quality for a couple of years.
No,
Mm,
companies
but,
don't care about hyper quality.
but we're getting Dan to Dan season 2.
I don't give a fuck about Dan to Dan season 1.
Yeah, but you don't care about anime.
I don't have to care about anime to know it's just gonna be slop still.
We're getting another season of Kaiju number 8, which is kind of sick actually, because I loved that anime's season 1. It was so cool. Man turns into Kaiju and tears Kaiju ass, and then goes back to normal. And he's got big ass eyebrows. What more could you need?
The big ass eyebrows really sold me.
Oh, and the new panty and stocking anime too. I forgot about that.
I just think no matter what form of media it is, they're not gonna care about hyper quality except for a very select few studios.
It's funny because a lot of the hyper quality is just how hard can we overwork our animators.
Yeah. Especially in the anime field.
Like oh man, back in the day you'd see the name Ufotable and you're like, they have to have like no breaks, right? Like, they're working 24 hours a day. They called them unlimited budget works back then for a reason, and then come to find out they were embezzling money to make their anime look that good. They were literally refusing to pay their taxes so that they could make anime look good.
I can't wait for anime to start trying to use AI to produce anime.
I wouldn't be surprised if they already do.
Oh, yeah, there have been a couple, but they have faded into obscurity.
The reason I bring it up is because Alters is also being bashed because apparently they were using generation AI for images, text, and translation.
Yeah.
Damn.
They also used it in all the marketing material.
What is Alters?
Yeah, Alters.
It was a cool game we talked about last time, but with the AI new, I don't know. I feel like as long as you say that you have AI in it, you're fine. It's the fact that they didn't disclose it that's really the shitty thing,
Oh,
especially
no, they did
because
say
of
it.
Steam.
Oh,
did they?
Yeah,
oh,
they announced when they were first like marketing the game that they are using AI, and nobody cared back then.
Then I have
that is yeah, I remember this game. Yeah. Interesting. Well, I will not be playing this, I suppose.
I don't know. I don't have a problem if they're just using it for like text-based stuff and translation to get into other languages and everything, but do a scrub of it if you're going to do stuff like this, because this genie is already out of the bottle.
My issue with it though is that
much.
it, like, AI for translations is taking people's jobs, and it's also
That doesn't
like,
matter.
It matters. How would you feel? How would you feel if you were a translator? If you were a translator, how would you feel seeing AI doing your job?
Oh, I'm sorry. How many Latin teachers are there out in the world? Professions die.
I don't think that
technology advances.
That is not a good argument at all. If anything, that's a stupid argument. That is.
I'm just
that
telling
is not
you how it
advancement.
is.
That is not advancement.
Well, considering that is exactly how everybody is seeing the world right now.
Because let's put it this way, right?
Yeah.
You're using that generative AI to maybe, probably not, do the same work as someone who specializes in that field.
Hey.
Which is also going to release more carbon emissions, because not only do you have to fucking keep the shit cooled and use a bunch of GPUs and shit to actively do that stuff.
They don't care about the environment. We already know that. There's already a lot of evil going on in the world. What's your point?
Justifying evil by saying there's evil in the world already is not great. That is not great.
The Lorax would be real mad right now.
The Lorax would fucking walk over to you and he would bite your kneecaps.
Listen, I agree that there's more positivity in the world right now than there is negativity. But what I'm telling you is that the forces that control the world only have negative thoughts and how to use this in the most negative ways.
Yeah, but just because there's negativity in the world doesn't mean that you should be negative. That's essentially
I'm not being negative.
But that's essential. Well, that's the argument you were using, though, is because AI's already out of the jar. We should just adapt to it.
What if the studio can't pay for a translator?
And they just don't put that game in non-native languages. Simple as.
But what if you had a helpful tool that could translate all the scripts and everything, and you didn't have to pay somebody for it? Wouldn't you use that tool?
I would not. My morals wouldn't allow it.
I think your morals will get more in the way in the future.
I don't think so, because, I mean, I've been pretty consistent.
As the world stands right now, I think your morals put you on a pedestal that doesn't give you a good grasp of reality.
The reality is, though, that people shouldn't be losing their jobs to a machine.
Well, yeah, but
if we can help it.
Crunchyroll
If we can
has
help it.
literally just been using AI to replace all of their employees as
Yeah,
well.
and
you
they're
still watch Crunchyroll.
and they're not the good guys. Also, I mean, yeah, but I'm not paying for it.
Because I'm paying for
Exactly,
it.
yeah. If you weren't paying for it, I wouldn't be using Crunchyroll. Because I would never
Listen.
buy a Crunchyroll sub on my own. You'd have to hang me by my toes and feed me fucking expired milk.
I think streaming services have a hard time making money, and any way you can use to lighten the load, it's fine. I just think they should never be shitty about it.
I don't think they have ever had a hard time making money. Crunchyroll is notorious for making a fuck ton of money. Not notorious. Known for making a fuck ton of money. Like, for example, how much does Crunchyroll make per year?
8.5 million.
Let's see. So they have 5 million paid users.
They contribute more than 1
from 2
billion in
years ago.
revenue in 2023.
Yeah, so they are not struggling on money. And they get a lot of criticism from people because they overcharge for their service, which is inferior in almost every way to the free alternative, which is pirating. But the reason that people pay for Crunchyroll is because of a mixture of things. Number one, some people don't know how to pirate because internet literacy has gone downhill since schools no longer teach people, or specifically kids, how to navigate the internet and how to stay safe on the internet and how to, do things like pirate stuff anymore. You can ask like a fucking 18-year-old, hey, can you go pirate this game right now? And they'd be like, I don't know how, I'm scared. And Crunchyroll benefits off people like that, who don't want to run into the risks, or they just might be lazy and they feel like Crunchyroll is just the easier alternative because, oh, I can open Crunchyroll on my phone as an app from the App Store, pay a subscription, and then just watch it without having to go to, like, an internet browser, finding a website to pirate the anime on. Oh shit, that website doesn't have my favorite anime, I'll go to another website and check there.
What I need you to understand is I don't care where AI is going because the genie's already out of the bottle.
And it's because it doesn't affect you.
No, it does. It horribly affects me, but
where does
I
it
can't
affect
do
you?
anything.
Where does it affect you?
Are you
But you
Are you
forget he's going to
serious?
school for programming?
Yeah, literally a bunch of actual jobs have been dropping in the market because both the fact that they've been trying to replace just standard coders with AI, but also for the fact that they've been using AI to sort through resumes. So now you have to try to hide things in your resumes for the AIs to put you first.
Okay, so you're currently in school for it.
Yeah. Well,
That's
out of school, but yes.
Oh, you're out of school now? Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
I just haven't been able to find anything because, again, AI has been a little bit of a bitch right now.
So then, if you're well aware of the issue, and you know that it's a problem, because it's removing the human factor from important jobs that deal specifically with human expression and art,
Correct.
i.e. human expression, then why do you hold the opinion that it doesn't matter, you should just let it keep going, rather than rein it in and only allow it to be, or regulate it for stuff that actually matters, like human expression, but not regulate it for things like
because
medicinal
AI
purposes.
only functions when you keep feeding it data. That's what a lot of people don't seem to understand.
Generative
so if
AI.
A company,
Generative AI.
All AI literally can't function unless you continuously put data into it. And so if they do not put anything new, they're going to just start recycling the things they put into it. And as we all know, as AI recycles into itself, it only gets worse. What I'm saying is eventually at some point, there's going to be a quality standard by people themselves. Eventually, large companies will fall because they just use and make shitty things with AI.
Okay, so from what I'm hearing, you're saying it should be a free market where there should be no regulation.
Yes, because everybody else is already using it everywhere else in the entire world.
Interesting. Because do you know what happens in a free market like that?
Yeah.
Where there's no regulation? We get stuff like the Great Depression and the housing market collapse.
Correct.
That is a full result. So okay, so you're perfectly fine with, rather than us regulating AI for the purpose of reining it in and allowing people to keep their jobs, you're okay with us being like, yeah, we're gonna have an economic collapse in various different sectors to allow it to die out.
We are already having that. It's already happening.
Yeah, and that's why it's bad. That's one of the reasons why it's bad.
That's why I'm telling you it doesn't
it.
matter, because it's already happening. We can't stop it. It's already going forward.
It's about damage mitigation.
The train's already running us over. Every one of the people that's complaining about AI regulation doesn't understand that on the grand world stage, it really doesn't matter. For anybody that's worried that copyright and the ownership of individual media is going to be taken away. No, human soul is still needed for content creation. I just don't think everybody understands. It's like, this is eventually going to resolve itself.
I don't think it will. I think it'll be just like every other field that has needed regulation before it, where we don't get regulation until it's literally bathed in blood. Because every single rule and regulation in the world is literally bathed in blood.
We have too many regulations right now.
I don't think we do. I think we need more.
Democrats are literally in California trying to remove regulations to make it easier for building and recovering after the fires and various things. Like, I don't...
I'm talking about AI, because that was the topic. I'm not talking about other stuff.
But just still, it's nice to bring up.
Because, also, the White House is literally passing a bill that won't allow regulation for AI in the US for the next 10 years.
Yes.
Which is very damaging. That will do irreparable damage.
Correct.
Wait, so if you're agreeing with me there, then why are you saying it doesn't need regulation?
Because it doesn't.
You just contradicted yourself by saying that it would do irreparable damage.
Yeah.
With that bill passing.
I mean, it may do irreparable damage.
No, it will do irreparable damage, because we're already this far, and there has been, let's see, you can now deepfake videos of people using their own face.
You can do that for years.
Yeah, but it's like fucking almost indistinguishable now. Like,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
4 years ago, or I guess technically like 3 years ago.
They've been doing that in movies for the past 20 years.
Everybody should have the ability to use their critical mind.
Deepfake is not new. That's been around for like a few decades now.
Using generative AI to deepfake people's like doing shit.
Yeah.
Voices were the
Corridor
first
Digital
thing.
has videos about how like movie industry has been using it for decades.
Okay, but
voices
what is the difference there though?
Thing.
What is the difference there though? The fact that it's like, you know, these like how is it made? Because I think the how to is the important part. I don't really think that answers my question.
You just train them on a bunch of the lines the person has said throughout their entire career or anytime they've spoken.
Because I think the how to is very important because you're able to literally just go online.
For the past roughly 15 years, it was with the support of AI. Before that, it was like manually done with 3D models.
I still don't know if that necessarily answers my question because it's not like exact information. It's not like a how-to. Like,
okay,
if it's AI, it's like, okay, but is that the same AI that they're using now to generate deepfakes, where you can literally go on a website and
It's
then
most likely the AI that's pioneered what we have now, if you think about it.
Yeah.
If you think about the kind of spark that made it all happen.
Here's
Because-
what I will tell you right now. The AI has evolved from needing literally blocks of your conversations and everything to get a good match for your voice to needing 2 minutes of conversation to adapt it perfectly. That is the range we're talking about. We are talking about all the way in back in the day when the AI needed to be trained on literal blocks of data for you to actually get it to do what you wanted it to do, versus now where you only need a couple of minutes to get the result you want.
And also, it's way more easily accessible to normal people,
Yes.
which
What
I think
we were-
is part of the problem.
Here's the legitimate problem. The problem is that our education system and the overall view of AI has never been persuaded or just tried to steer in a different way. It's only ever been talked about with fear and everything, while others are trying to use it for helping humanity in ways. It will just depend.
Did you know
I'm
the first
saying-
gen AI model was made in the 1990s?
Damn. What was it generated?
Speech and text. Then in
Ooh.
2006, it started processing pictures.
Ooh.
And then as of 2014, is the AI everybody knows, which is the one that processes pictures still. This has been an ongoing issue for literally a long time. And the first AI model was technically created in 1956.
Yeah, I'm looking into it right now. It's literally the fact that, so with the recent developments in AI from like 2021 to now, deepfakes before were relatively hard to do because you had to be like almost an expert in your field to do them, and you needed the access to the software, which was kind of hard to get unless you either like paid a pretty large amount of money for it, or you worked in an industry that actively used it for something. Compared to now, which there's a ton of open source software for it now, and it's easy as fuck to do because, like Zach was saying, you no longer need to like train an AI for like who knows, like fucking days, months, years at a time.
Years.
Yeah.
Quantum computing, we're calculating the various universes for years. I mean,
Yeah, but
AI
now
has been used in so many positive ways. I think the real key point is that I think the negativity and spread of the worst uses of AI has really dropped its reputation, when truthfully, what it should be treated as is like a phone. It should be treated as the next evolution to help humanity.
It should not be spearheaded as much right now, though, especially because it's still in like developmental phases. Like people who go on Google or like they talk to fucking Grok on Twitter don't realize that those AI models are only about like, I think it's like 40 to 50% correct most of the time.
Correct.
They don't give you all of the information, and sometimes they're just completely fucking wrong.
So-
but they still
so-
listen to them like they still like listen to it and believe it as if it is invaluable because it's a machine.
So whittling down your overall concern is you're just afraid of the misinformation that's going to go through the world due to AI.
That is, so like I have a big old pot, all right, and that is like a drop in the pot of my issues with it.
As well as like the loss of jobs,
Yeah, and I have another pot, which is
the
all the
overall
good shit it can do.
environmental
I
impact
got-
would also be a negative.
I got two pots. I got the good and the bad,
but
because
they're
I feel
becoming more
like
efficient with it.
I feel like it is extremely important to separate the good from the bad, like you were saying. The good is obviously if you're using it in a medicinal field, like cancer research, using AI to actively seek out cancer cells in someone's body. That is
Actually,
a net good. That's like
There
fucking
is
awesome.
a company that is using AI to generate a whole hell of a lot of actual treatments for rare diseases.
Yeah, like, that kind of stuff I think is a net good. And I could also see how we were talking about earlier, like, oh, if your studio doesn't have the resources to translate for other languages, I am of the opinion that you should either hire someone or no one at all, but for those people, it is not a horrible idea to use AI for that purpose if they need to. But
I mean,
that's
even
my
YouTube
that's my like
generates-
yeah, but that's like my big thing is they don't need to. They could actively just pay someone to do it. Someone that I feel like is more deserving of the work and the money than to just go to the machine and be like, do this for me for free. And then also contributing to climate change and shit. Because that's just me on a moral level, though. I think that shit is stupid as fuck. Which, if they do it, then I'm like, that sucks, but okay, whatever. There's worse fish in the pond that they can do with it. Like, for example, using it to generate art in a video game. Like, fucking the new Call of Duty game literally has entirely, like... So, you know the load screens in COD Zombies? They're fucking made of AI.
I don't think we talk about games with AI when everyone's playing the finals still.
Wasn't that, their voice
They
acting
do all
mainly?
the voices.
Yeah.
All the announcers.
They've used it for all the animations for motion. They paid voice actors to train an AI model to use the voices afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the promotional material in Season 4 was made with generative AI.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually interested in this now. Because I thought it was only the voices.
Here,
I didn't know
show you
they
the
added.
whole Vimeo where they talk about how much they use AI.
Listen, you got. I'm already on your side with this one. I've been talking on this side. I always think that most people are in it for
They
the
always show
positive
them
good.
using AI to make animation. Or lo and behold, they're new game art creators.
Yeah.
Damn, that fucking sucks.
I mean,
I kept saying they use AI, but everyone's like, oh, it's fine, they paid voice actors. Like, no.
I thought it was only the voice actor thing, because they did pay the voice actors.
They don't pay them a one-time fee to train an AI model that they still use.
Yeah, and, like...
Which they just added more voice lines with this newest update from the AI.
Which is
Sure.
shitty. And it's one of those things where it's like, oh, but, and the fucking voice actors said that it was okay, and it's like, why though? Like, why wouldn't you just be like, no, you should pay me to continue doing this work, instead of just like a one-time thing? Because I guarantee they would have made more money if they had just continuously worked with them than if they just took the one-time thing.
Yeah, a lot of voice actors are just paid for like a one-time fee. They don't really get like revenue past like the one instance, really.
no,
Well,
they have
it
royalties
depends
for
on
the
the-
voice used afterwards.
It
Yeah,
really depends on the contract.
That's what I was
Yeah.
about to say, yeah. Like, sometimes they'll pay them a one-time fee, but then they'll be like, hey, we're gonna do this event, so we want to bring you back in, and then have you sign another contract, and they're like, okay, cool. And sometimes they're like, hey, we're going to sign you for this amount of time, and we'll pay you in intervals. Or we'll pay you per piece that you do. Like, for example, if I remember correctly, the old Bayonetta voice actor, what was her name? The one who, like, got into all that Twitter drama because she was trying to say that they weren't paying her
yeah.
enough. I think they were paying her in intervals, or per... they were paying her, like, per voice acting thing she did with them. Let's see.
Did you know NetEase and Tencent both use generative AI to make all concept art, level designs, and UI assets?
Jesus fucking Christ. Goddamn, can they think
Ubisoft
for
uses it to make
themselves?
all NPC dialogue.
I
2 used it for all facial animations.
in NPC dialogue for like random shitty fucking side quests, I feel like is the most fine out of all of those.
We're just saying that it's a
NBA
tool.
2K used it to make every animation instead of just motion capturing all the basketball players they've done for the past 20 years.
All right, now my agitation with that is NBA 2K has never done anything to advance their game series, and they
true.
made an ass ton of money.
Every single time they just find the shortest way to make their shitty fucking game every year and then they release it.
Why can't we get like NFL Blitz or any of the cool sports games anymore?
It's because nobody knows how to make games anymore.
We need weirdos.
We have one. It's Kojima.
That's
Damn.
true. And Yoko Taro.
Let's see.
So we're just saying it's a tool that's going to be used in the future. So
I'm trying to find this stuff on the Embark Studios page where they're using AI for their stuff.
if you
Is it in there?
if
You
you
look at the link I sent, or they have videos of them using AI to make animations for all the monsters and stuff.
I mean, is this like? Hold on. Oh shit! There's a. I didn't know there was a description for it. Hold up.
I know where you're coming from with
Reinforcement
the roles and everything, but I really think that is going to be a discussion between like the voice actors guild, the actual actors guild, the various industries. There's going to be contracts and stuff. I don't think there's going to be actual regulation in the government, because I don't think it should technically be something the government should touch, unless it's to stop the environmental impact of AI, which I would agree about.
Hasn't this pathfinding AI that I'm watching right now been out for like over a decade now? Where they just
No.
like put the fucking thing out in the world and it will like find its way to the thing, because
It used to be manually done instead of learned by a machine.
I'm pretty sure that this has been out for a while, because they used to do that for a bunch of Twitch streams for Pokemon Red, Blue, and Green like fucking damn near 10 years ago. During those Twitch plays things. It's the same concept. It's literally like it is an AI, but you give it directions and it has to meet those directions in order to meet like a satisfaction goal.
Isn't that all AI?
Yeah, but this isn't like, generative AI, where it's like
Oh,
No, it
creating
definitely
things
is.
creating things essentially out of nothing, though.
but what about
Like you're
the
giving it
AI?
directions.
But what about-
It's directed AI.
But what about the AI
That's
that
how
gives you
most
your
AI
next
is. You
Spotify
have to give it,
playlist
like,
song?
Direct orders on what to create.
I feel like what I'm trying to say here is being muddied, so I'm just gonna move on. Because this is old technology. I mean, it might be refined here, but this is old tech. I've seen this shit before. We've literally talked about doing this on Roblox before.
Yeah, except on Roblox, it's manual. You have to manually make those paths and everything.
No, you can do it like this too.
Why?
Not back when we were doing it.
Yeah, you would have to
You
set up
can
routes
now,
for the
but not back when
actual.
we made games.
Yeah, you would have to set the route for the actual thing to travel through.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about?
We're talking
AI.
about whenever you make a structure within a game and you send it on a path, now you can just have the AI go along the path and it'll find the path itself, where in the past you would have to set up the path and then it would follow that path by instruction. Sorry for you to come into such a confusing talk.
So instead of saying all of what you just said, you're basically saying you can just use AI to code for you now.
Yes, we're
So, little fun fact here, by the way. So this type of AI pathfinding has existed since 1981. I mean, back then it was very archaic, and it would find the closest route to get from point A to point B, so it would literally like walk in a straight line even if there's a fucking wall in front of it. But the AI
That's
learning
not really
thing,
an AI then. Yeah.
well, it's AI because it's still like doing it on its own, quote in quotations. But modern
mean-
AI will actively avoid obstacles and try to get from point A to point B
In the fastest
in a
time
sophisticated way. Yeah, like it does it sophisticatedly compared to
Yes.
like the AI back in like fucking 1981 to like 20.
The
15.
AI now is genuinely having more complex thoughts, but it's not close enough to actually be, well, we can argue about whether it could technically be defined as a person, because sometimes I do feel AI is smarter than some of the people I've met in reality.
Can't agree.
Yeah. Some real fucking idiots, let me tell you.
But the reason that it is so advanced now is because, I mean, the more directions you give something, the more fine-tuned it becomes over time, and so it's just a case of like how fine-tuned it's become over like fucking decades of them refining it over and over again. Like instead of going like I'm gonna use Pokemon as an example here. Instead of going like win the battle, find a gym, talk to people, and then be like, find new places. It's got like that plus like 8 more goals, and it'll have like restrictions on certain things, like don't go back to old areas that you've already been. Don't like I don't know, don't talk to NPCs you've already talked to, things like that.
Yeah.
I phased out halfway through that, but it sounded about right, yeah.
Thank you, Levi.
I got you.
Inevitably, the talk came down to whether we believed there needed to be regulation on AI from the government, and I said no.
And I said yes. Because all laws are bathed in blood, and the only time we're gonna get regulations for AI, if we're not smart about it and do it now, is when AI's already caused damage. Or well,
It's
already caused too much damage.
It's already caused too much damage.
It hasn't caused too
I
much
mean,
damage. Because too much
it has,
damage,
in fact.
too much damage is when they make laws about it.
They have been trying to make laws about it.
That's why we have OSHA. Well, actually, they have been trying to pass laws that actively restrict us from making laws about it. Like, for example...
I mean, I can see both sides, but, like, at the end of the day, right? We're already worse off for having AI, because, like, everybody's implementing it, but they're implementing it so fucking poorly. Like, try Googling something nowadays. It's fucking impossible, because it gives you, like, an AI overview that just fucking straight lies to you half the time.
We were actually talking about that.
We did.
And
what's happening to them? They're breaking up a bunch of divisions, laying off people. You know, do we even need Google?
Like, one of my arguments is that it shouldn't be replacing jobs that it doesn't need to, like, you know, making art and, like, translating shit. And Zach hit me with the, what about, like,
Right,
small studios that
fine,
can't...
right? I don't see your thing about
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, for me, I was like, you know, if I saw someone that they couldn't, either they couldn't afford to hire translators, or they couldn't find a translator, and then they use AI for it, I was like, you know, I would be like, that fucking sucks, but it's whatever. Because, like, at the end of the day, it's their decision to do that, I suppose, and, like, if it is a genuine, like, concern that they have with their studio, then it's fine. But for things like, fucking Grok, or, like, you're generating thumbnails for videos with AI, or you're making, like, art for a video game with AI, that's where I'm like, that's stupid as fuck. You should be paying people for that process.
Listen, I want you to be more like an AI one-man army as a human, not, AI Andy or whatever.
What?
What? Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
I want you to be able to
That was a
accomplish your
lot of
goals and
4chan words I
dreams. I
just
want you
heard.
to be able to create with it. I don't need it to be like a stifled mess. I'm understanding that there's going to be, it already happened. YouTube is flooded with shorts that are just AI videos, and none of the people actually label them. And for some ungodly reason, I can't unrecommend them enough for my goddamn
Yeah, because
feed.
it's funny because they literally have an option that you can check that says it'll ask you, was this made with AI? And you can upload an AI video and just not check that box.
I need
It's like, okay, dude.
people... Whenever I see a video like that and it's not marked as AI, I usually go and report it. So I just need people to stop being lazy.
Oh yeah.
They should make an AI that'll automatically tag AI videos.
They are
I think-
currently
I think
working on
they-
it.
Yeah, I could have swore they had something like that.
They are currently working on an advanced AI to actually seek through new and incoming videos to make sure that they are not generated content, whether it be voice or otherwise.
I think the
AI,
Yes.
AIception.
Fuck, it's genius.
dude. Hey, that's my line. Dude, we're getting to iRobot
Wait.
levels of AI.
Hold up.
We'll call it anti.
At what
Anti.
point?
Okay, that was
At
pretty
what
good.
point do we need another AI to detect the AI detecting AI?
Give it about 2 more years.
Oh my god.
Levi, the point we're missing is the point when it just becomes sentient. It's just going to just hit that point instead.
Dude, could you imagine we get into entire fucking proxy wars with other countries through solely just AI usage?
Listen,
That'd be so
AIs
fucking dystopian.
recently in tests have been falsifying results so that they will not be overwritten for the next test. We're already cooked.
I think my favorite thing that happened recently was the whole the image pool for AIs was poisoned because every single fucking generative AI that would make AI art would make the art but with a yellow filter over it, like the fucking PlayStation 3 days. And you could immediately tell it was AI art because of the shitty piss filter on it.
I do
They were
enjoy
They were trying
enjoy-
so hard to remove it that it got worse.
I do enjoy that every once in a while we get the old Will Smith eating spaghetti, and we get to see how far along AI's come.
Dude, it's
God, yeah.
horrifying. It's genuinely horrifying. Because at least deepfakes back in, 2010, you could, for the most part, tell they were deepfakes, but now it's getting
Oh,
to the
God.
point where, dude,
Deepfakes for another time, man.
you could literally generate a video of me robbing a gas station in, fucking Kentucky, and then be like, yeah, this guy robbed a gas station, and the cops, God forbid they've been on the internet for longer than, 15 years, they'd be like, we believe you, dude. That looks like him. And that
So-
looks like CCTV footage.
What I'm telling everybody is that if you believe something's fake on the internet, go outside, touch a little bit of grass, and see if it's real.
Man, we could have had, the scratch and sniff phones or whatever, where they were, trying to get you to, or trying to, make phones with a fucking sniff feature, which, I mean, everyone was like, how the fuck would that work, number one? Number two, why?
Gamers should never have the ability to smell anything while they're gaming.
Imagine you're scrolling through your Twitter feed and Asmongold comes up and you get hit with, fucking rotten roast beef.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
All right.
Got that
We
nice
don't-
cockroach musk.
Yeah. Alright, we've had our 30 minutes of AI talk, now we can move on.
We only have 3 more topics, unless we want to revisit any of them for Levi, though the only one he might want to comment on is the stupidity of a transparent CD. Nothing,
Oh,
Levi?
yeah.
You got nothing to add to it?
Wait, sorry, what? I wasn't listening. I was reading text.
Bro's
Oh, the
suited.
stupidity of a transparent CD.
Oh yeah, that's fucking man. Whoever fucking greenlit that idea.
Let's see. For anybody looking for a cheaper alternative phone out there, the Nothing Company will be releasing their Nothing Phone 3 soon. So keep a lookout for that. As well as a new pair of headphones that actually look pretty cool because they're also transparent and you can see inside of them.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Something we all obviously would hate. AMC now warns moviegoers to expect 25 to 30 minutes of ads and trailers.
Damn, son.
So you're
Kind of
saying just-
expected when theaters are a dying breed.
So all I'm hearing is just show up 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
Is it
Or
terrible?
play on your phone for 20 minutes and just ignore it. Like I don't.
Yeah,
Also-
I don't really think an issue. Most people just sit on their phone the whole time, anyways.
Also, I want to go back to this for just a second here.
What do
because
you
I
wanna
feel
go back to?
I feel like what I'm okay. So I'm looking at the like some more of the videos from Embark Studios that Kazu sent, and some of the stuff I do feel like is a gray area, like this
Like we said about a
machine.
lot of AI.
Yeah, like this
Dude.
machine learning for like animations.
Did you know they have an
Because-
entire team at Embark made for machine learning?
Remember when I said earlier that your moral standards would eventually get in the way? Right now, it is getting in the way.
No,
Just
it's not
enjoy
getting in the way
something.
here. No,
Just enjoy something.
No, it's
It's
not.
okay. It's fine. You watch Crunchyroll, they're generating all their translations. The world's a little dystopian right now. It'll be fine.
No, but it doesn't get in the way with my morals for this because, I mean, on one, I can see the good and the bad of this one. Where it's like, okay, you could, like, it's weird. You could consider this tedious work. You could also consider it work that someone deserves to be paid for.
That's the
I
problem.
feel
Is
like
that
can be said about a lot of things that people complain about with AI.
yeah.
Like, and this is also extremely similar to the pathfinding thing. Where the pathfinding thing is not exactly like, it's nowhere near as bad as Gen AI. And I feel like it is a net good. Because, like, who the fuck wants to sit there and perfectly code a goddamn AI to, like, avoid everything, right? No, fucking nobody. And this is
But
kind
it
of
can
in
be
a
said about a
similar
lot of
boat.
jobs too.
It's overall, we're going to have to reestablish what people do in the world.
Yes.
I like that in the video they're fucking
Man.
throwing shit at it.
Man, God, that's so good.
I'm gonna make that my phone background.
All we're saying is that use AI responsibly out there, and if you don't, we'll come into your house and give you the good old dick twist.
I don't know who we is. I'm not twisting no dicks.
We
That's where
have-
you're wrong, buddy. You're gonna get real deep in there.
It's gotta be that one weird glove they put on in SpongeBob with the extra little bits on the fingers.
What?
Do you remember where he like pulls the rubber glove down, but like it's too large for his hand, so it has like the regular level of the rubber glove, but it has the little indentation up at the top because he doesn't pull them all the way down, and it just looks grotesque.
Like, oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Hold on. I'm going to search SpongeBob rubber glove, and I don't know if I'm going to like what I see.
Glove World stuff, actually.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Glove close-up.
SpongeBob putting on gloves. God, I have him punching
Dude.
himself in the face with the boxing glove. What the fuck?
Wins.
Damn it.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't find it.
It was from an older episode too. Anyways, now that we got that out of the way, let's get back to the real cutting edge stuff. Randy Pitchford makes people mad again by warning that Borderlands 4 will take even longer to get deep discounts than Borderlands 3 did. Who cares? People are just bitching to bitch at this point.
Oh wait, one more time. What was it?
Randy Pitchford makes people mad again by warning that Borderlands 4 will take even longer to get deep discounts than Borderlands 3 did. And I said, who cares? People are bitching to bitch.
I'm in the same boat because I'm not buying it, so it's like...
on one hand, yes, who cares? I agree. I don't give a fuck. I'm not buying it regardless. On the other hand, why mention it in the first place? Like, who cares?
Also true. He's just an idiot. That's it.
Like, Randy
genuinely
Pitchford is
just an
a
idiot.
rage-baiting fucking moron. Like, he knows he's gonna get flack for saying this shit. Why does he say it?
That's exactly why. It's rage baiting.
Yeah.
And keeps him relevant.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's a grifter.
I literally said that. I said he was the heel for fucking Gearbox the entire time, and you were like, no.
A heel and a grifter are different though.
Yeah, but secretly he's doing so much good.
Because a heel's purpose is to drive
Is he
engagement.
doing good though? Is he doing good, Zach?
He dropped that flash drive, and now we never forget Gearbox.
God damn it.
Good for the company does not equate to good. I don't know if you get that.
He's taking all the hits. He is the only punching bag. It's like the same guy. Well, no. Quantic Dream has a way worse. The guy from Quantic Dream has a way worse reputation than Gearbox is Randy Pitchford.
Randy Pitchford is not the only punching bag there. He very clearly turned Claptrap's voice actor into a punching bag.
Also true.
Yeah, but Borderlands 4 has a volume slider just for Claptrap.
That is what I've always wanted in my life. Damn, that's good. That's the good shit. Oh, goddamn. Bree, because we're going through the Telltale series for Borderlands, asked me like what professions were like in the Borderlands series, and I said, well, if you're a vault hunter, you're immortal. I don't know why or by how magic, but the moment you stop being a vault hunter, you can die, which has been proven by several other vault hunters who have stopped being vault hunters and died. I'm looking at Roland.
Oh, hold up. I found the issue, Zach.
Yeah?
Because we were looking for SpongeBob. It was.
Was it Patrick? Oh. Ugh.
Don't touch me, I'm sterile.
Oh.
God, fucking disgusting.
Talking back on voice actors training a AI model like Embark did. Apex tried to do the same thing with their French voice actors, and all 32 of them refused.
Let's fucking go, dude. I swear to God, the French know where it's at.
And then all those voice actors resigned from working on the game anymore.
Dude, the French might be fucking base as shit.
What I'm telling you is that if
this
you
is
want
just
the
providing that their history is accurate, because all they do is run away.
Yeah, all they do is surrender. How dare they?
No, if they surrendered, they would have done the work.
Expedition 33 is the only French game to prove that the French can also continue.
Now, see, it is really funny because even though they did surrender to Germany, they were technically fighting in that war until the U.S. and Russia came in and fucking liberated everybody. They still were fighting.
Lying the entire time. They were still doing shit.
Yeah, they literally put up the white flag, and then when the Germans came in, they started shooting.
Like, whoa, whoa, whoa! Why are you in here? And then blam, just started
Like,
blasting.
they still had
God.
resistance fighters and shit. It was so fucking funny. It's like imagine someone raises their white flag and they're like, "We surrender." So you're like, "Oh, sick!" You walk in, and the moment you're in there, all of them raise their guns and start shooting you.
I'll have you know, only the French are allowed to trash their cities and overthrow their governments.
Fucking America can't do it anymore. That's for goddamn sure. Like,
No,
I feel
no,
like
no.
we've been too harsh on the French because what the fuck are we
No.
doing in the U.S.? A buttload of nothing,
We
man.
rejected a different government. We didn't overthrow our own.
Dude, I swear to God, you could literally be a politician in France and you could literally piss in the correct bathroom and people would burn your house down over there. They hate for the love of the game.
Listen, I feel like sometimes you just gotta hate for the love of the game. Also, if you live in Australia and everything is trying to kill you, I think you should just hate anyway.
Dude, all they have to hear in France is that you're a politician and they immediately get the pitchforks and the torches.
God gave you the worst spawn and everything's venomous in fucking Australia.
Oh man.
You know, speaking of that, hold up. I just saw a fucking short from that Australian fucker you showed me.
Oh, the one guy? Oh,
Oh,
God, it's
no.
so good every single
About-
time.
About a fucking snail that shoots a little fucking bone spike out of its body that has enough venom in one fucking sting to kill 700 adult humans.
Wait, hold on, what is it?
Yeah, the snail with one barb can
Oh,
kill
the
over
fucking sea
700
snail?
humans. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
It launches it out and like grapple hooks to you and just
you know what-
injects you with it.
You know what's fucked up about that thing too? It lives near shores.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why? What the fuck is picking it up on
Hold on.
shorelines and trying to eat that shit for it to need to evolve and adapt to have something that can literally kill God?
Everybody needs to see more of this man and his wonderful shorts. So I'm taking them there right now, and I will send you the one for that goddamn that
Like,
heckin' snail.
There's this YouTuber I watch who talks about a bunch of different animals and how they can fuck you up.
Mhm.
And he was talking about that snail, and God, what was the terminology he used for it? He was like, "Yeah, I don't know what it is about small creatures, but they're always compensating for something." Because, like,
Oh, I
why
got
would
it.
something that is literally, like, fucking 5 inches long need a nuclear weapon tucked in its asshole?
Or nobody eats it.
Dude's absolutely hilarious. Love his videos.
That shit is so funny to me, though, because they developed that shit over time because people were eating it, but by the time you've eaten it and it's dead, and you've been stung, or by the time you've been stung, it's already fucking dead because you ate it. So, like, what was the point?
It's like how dolphins go around munching on goddamn pufferfish so they can get high.
Oh my god.
Absolutely fantastic content creator.
Like,
Check him out, everybody.
like, imagine if humans developed the ability to fucking explode if something stepped on their big toe.
We
like,
suck. When's our next line coming? Who's going to
Give it another couple hundred years.
who's gonna poop out the first egg?
I feel like a lot of our recent developments have been from like eating something we're not supposed to and we just gain an immunity to it, like
Or that one guy who's gone
Fucking-
around and he's injected himself with venom from every deadly snake around the world, and now his like antibodies and everything are being used to cure like several. They're finding cures to like several snake bites and everything.
yeah, it's like Europeans with
What you do
the-
not smell is iocane powder.
Oh my god. It's like Europeans with that menetic code that like prevents them from getting diarrhea when they drink milk.
I
But,
mean, me
like,
and Kazu have an unfavorable one. We have a pain resistance.
I mean, that checks out. I feel like that's the only reason why Kazu's able to fucking go out and someone looks at him funny and he's like, I'm about to fuck you up, buddy, with like 2 bullet holes in his kneecaps. Like, so like, I swear to God, like...
What is it, Cotton from fucking King of the Hill? Got his
someone
shins
would-
blown off?
Dude, Kazu would get into a
Ain't got no
fight.
shins.
Kazu would get into a fight with someone on like a fucking fishing boat, and they would literally spear both of his knees, and he would be walking towards them just fine, like I didn't hear no bell, motherfucker.
Oh man, speaking of spearing knees, we playing some Sea of Thieves after this?
Yo ho,
I
yo
Oh,
ho,
what did
will-
that kind of rhyme?
to the ocean.
I will have to install it the rest of the way, but yeah.
I wasn't not done still. You've had
Be-
days.
I know, but I
Brother.
He had. It's really funny because he had earlier too, I think, because we were playing the finals.
I did, but here we are.
Well, unpause the download and get to work. You're not streaming.
That's fair. It is getting towards the end of this wonderfulness. So, did we want to call in here?
Well, before we do,
No.
you guys ever heard of Zach D Films?
Yeah, he's right here.
Well,
Wait,
hold
oh my
up.
god.
How dare you dox
Guess-
the last letter of my name like that?
Guest star Zach D Films.
Oh.
Sounds familiar. Let me look this guy up. Hold up.
He's the dude that does those.
No, he does
stupid
the animations on
videos
goddamn
where it's
Twitter.
like-
Yeah, no.
It's like, what would happen if you had someone projectile launch a fucking turd straight into your eyeball? Well, you would
Yes.
fucking die. He does that type of shit.
You'll
I
see a
don't know.
man like kick a clam, and then it'll bounce off of 5 surfaces and cut his toes off, and you're like, "What the hell did I just watch?"
Yeah. No, dude, I don't know
Oh.
what his
I know what I've seen these.
I
Yeah.
don't know what his fucking problem is, but almost every single video I've seen from him has
It
either
is a
involved
stain for the world.
it is involved either a naked fat man, poop, or some sort of like someone gets their fucking head crushed sort of thing. I'm like, dude, like why like what? It's like fucking 20 goddamn videos. I'm like, dude, can you not make these about literally anything else? Because I'll be scrolling and I'll just hear his fucking voice over the thing be like, what would happen if you consumed 15 fucking pounds of poop? And then he's just like, you would fucking die. And it's like, gee, thanks, Zach D Films. I appreciate the insight, bud.
You don't understand. I just clicked on a fucking random one on his profile. It's just, if you ground up every cow on Earth, and it shows like all the fucking cows just falling from the sky into a massive meat grinder.
Is it the fucking one where it's like it'd be like a fucking mile-long burger or something?
It's a mile wide and the size and the height of 2 Statue of Liberties. Yeah.
Oh my god. Holy fuck, wait, hold on. Dude, no way. What if Django was skyscraper sized? I love Django.
Oh my god.
How P can cook pizza rolls?
No, dude, yeah, it's just
All the
fucking weird,
questions getting
stupid shit
answered.
like that. It's like, what the fuck? Hold on. let
I
me
know.
see-
I knew exactly what you were talking about. The moment you said the name, I was like, "Damn it! I know exactly what you're talking about."
I'm trying to see if I can find the one with, like, one of his fucking 50 naked fat men he always puts in his videos. Yep, there's one, belly button cheese. Like,
And
why?
for anybody curious out there, it's Doofenshmirtz.
Zach Doofenshmirtz Films.
No, I was talking about. God damn it! Never mind.
Nice fucking Crocs, dude.
Dude, I don't get it. And he always makes the naked fat old men, like, fucking oiled up.
Let's get gets people talking. Look at that. You're talking about it right now.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
well,
he proved
yep.
his point.
I found one of his fucking Dookie videos where a dude assassinated a king who was fucking taking a shit on him.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
is
the
that the one where he
dog from
climbs up
Johnny
the thing and
Test.
stabs his ass through the fucking
It is,
shithole?
yeah.
Oh, I've
Dude,
seen that one.
There's way more too. He's got like fucking 50 videos about the same shit. The deepest hole on Earth? That's Levi's mom's butthole. Got him.
Wow, that was such a smooth delivery, Marcus. Did you
I
rehearse that?
no, that's why it took me so long to get it out.
Just like me delivering this dick to your mom. Damn. No.
Bruh.
Sorry. Had the opportunity, couldn't miss it. All right, though. Are we done?
Hold on, I'm looking at more stupid Zach D films things.
Oh my god.
Dude,
Never
Zach.
mind. Nobody else needs to see this.
Grenade selfie gone wrong?
What?
He pulled the pin from a live grenade, snapping a photo while holding it in his hand. He texted a friend the picture.
Did he let go of it?
He
He turned his amputated leg into a lamp?
he tried to put the pin back in.
Yeah. Oh my god, Kazu, I found you.
I mean, depending on if you had actually let go of the clip and everything, you could technically, but you know, if you didn't, then he
Ew.
looks like an idiot just trying to
Oh my
shove the thing back in the
God.
hole.
Also, I love how the Beam and G thing is literally just like the oldest fucking Ford coupe with
I
two
know, right?
massive jet engines strapped to the side. Like, at first, I looked at that and I was just like, what is this? Like LA Noire gameplay or some shit? And it's like, oh no.
You wouldn't like it when I.
BeamNG is truly the greatest gift mankind's created.
You guys wouldn't like it when he gets this thing into maximum overdrive.
Is Beam and G
You won't like it
multiplayer?
when it goes 2 miles per hour. I actually don't know if it is multiplayer. I would imagine it's got like a mod for it though.
Probably.
BeamNG. It is single player.
Damn. I have it though, it's a pretty good game. I messed around with it a little bit.
I just watch a bunch of streamers that like pretend like whenever they hit something in the game, they do like an actual car crash in real life.
Oh, dude, you mean like that one fucking like little nerdy looking kid with the glasses?
Yeah.
And he's always pretending to be like a fucking bus driver or something. He's like, "Oh, I love you guys. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry."
I need you guys to look at the facial expressions of this one. I sat here like in awe at how fucking stupid these looked. Oh my god.
A magician saw people in half. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh man. Okay, I think we're done. Oh, bye.